He thinks his brother's kids are getting preferential treatment from the grandparents. Yeah, so like, I would hope not, but could there be like grandparent inequality going on?
Oh, I definitely think so.
It probably happens.
I have been the victim of grandparent inequality many a time.
You have?
Yes, and to all of my grandparents listening, no, I'm just kidding. They don't listen. They're listening to their other grandkids.
So, I mean, do you say something about it or do you just eat it? But I mean, as a parent, if I felt like somebody was being unfair to my kid, I would have to say something.
For me, it was pretty obvious. My grandparents loved me, but there was one grandmother who definitely loved my sister more.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They just bond. They were more alike in personality, and I think she really saw herself. I never felt mistreated. Like then, I think that's the difference. And then on the other side, I would argue that the other grandmother and I bonded more. We're more alike, and so she took more of a affinity to me.
All right, well, let's see what's going on in this fam. Abby's got the email.
We have some grandkid inequity happening in our family, and I'm not quite sure how to address it. I guess first you need the family dynamic. My parents, my brother, and I all live in the same city. My brother and I each have one kid. His daughter is 8. My daughter is 6. Pretty similar thus far, right? My daughter's birthday was last week, and her grandparents gave her $20. Pretty sweet for a 6-year-old. They opt to do cash instead of physical gifts because they say they can't keep up with what the girls do and don't have. Well, I was having a convo with my brother, and it slipped that they gave his daughter $100 for her birthday last month. WTF? Didn't like that.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Why would the grandparents give one grandkid $20, the 6-year-old, and another grandkid $100, the 8-year-old? I've racked my brain trying to figure out a plausible reason. Our households are fairly equal when it comes to income. They are close in age. It just doesn't make sense, and if I'm being truthful, I'm pretty pissed about it. It's not about the money. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's about my daughter receiving unfair treatment. Of course, she's none the wiser, but as her dad, I'm pretty incensed that they would treat her differently than her cousin. Is this worth bringing up to my parents and calling them out? It won't be received well, but it's BS that it's even happening.
All right, Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this is happening with your sisters, and one sister's daughter received $20 and another sister's daughter received $100.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah. I would say something.
You would say something, right?
Yeah, I would. Because the only thing that I could think of is maybe the person who is giving the gift, maybe their money situation was a little different at the time of the birthday. But in this case, their birthdays are really close. And that's a very big difference.
It's a huge difference.
That's a wide range. So I think in that case, yes, I would say something.
And it'd be different if like one was 18 and the other was 6.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when you're older, stuff cost more, blah, 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 whatever. But in this instance, between an 8 and a 6-year-old, I'm not really comprehending the reason why. I feel like he needs to say something, but you can't come in hot.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously very upset and he's hurt, and I get that. Validated, totally. But I feel like if you're going to approach your parents, you can't be like accusatory and mad and angry. You just have to come at them more like curious. Like, hey, so Jax like let it slip. Y'all gave Caroline $100 for her birthday, but you only gave Susie 20. I'm just curious what your thinking was there.
I see nothing wrong with that.
I think asking a why question is good. My parents actually had to do this with a set of our grandparents. My grandparents used to do this thing where they would make advent calendars for all the kids, and they stopped doing it for my brother and me like at a really early age. And then when somebody else started having grandkids, they gave them like the advent calendars, and they asked them about it. They said, well, she's 6. And my parents were like, okay, well, our kids are still kids too.
Hey, Ashley, welcome to the Bert Show. Thanks for joining the conversation. You think he should say something?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So I grew up in a really toxic household regarding to my grandparents. It got to the point where as an 8-year-old, I would write notes to my grandma to let them know that I saw the mistreatment. I would hide them under her pillow. She would obviously read them. But, I mean, the resentment that has built up throughout the years, I mean, I'm 28 now, and it's just something that you need to bring up to them or else, I mean, if you want to have any relationship, a good, healthy relationship, then it's something that needs to be brought up.
Do you think at some point in time the kids are going to notice?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. They probably already do notice. Because, you know, kids are awesome. They're resilient and they see and hear everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're a lot smarter than we give them credit for.
Preach. That is the truth.
Definitely say something, especially in a healthy way. You know, nip it in the bud now so it won't get worse down the road.
All right. There you go, my dude.
If grandma decided to even this out and give them both $20 from now on, though, that kid that was getting that honeycomb.
It's the Bert Show.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.